Hello and welcome back to another video in our Adobe Dreamweaver series. In our last video I showed you how to attach cascading style sheet rules to an HTML tag, such as a heading one. In this video I'm going to show you how to create hyperlinks. But before I do that, I do want to take a little bit of a recap from our last lesson, because HTML and cascading style sheets are an essential part of creating web pages. So let's just go and do that now. You will recall that there are different tags which can be found on a web page. What we have here are some examples of tags. First of all, absolutely everything is contained within the HTML tag. So here we have an HTML tag, and the closing HTML tag has a / right there. And we know that the closing tags because all tags or all closing tags will have a /. The next thing found within an HTML tag are the header tags, and the header tags will contain things such as the name of that particular web page, keywords associated with that particular web page, so when you do a search you can find that web page, and it will also contain the cascading style sheet rules. Our next tag is a style tag, and these tags, the style and the close style, which actually contains within it the specific cascading style sheet rules. So the style tags are embedded within the header tags, therefore the header tags contain the names of the particular web page title, the keywords and the cascading style sheet rules. When we open up the browser, we do not see any of the contents of the header. They are hidden. So what we do see within a web page are the contents found within the body tags. So we have again a body tag and a closing body tag, and the type of the elements that would be found within the body tag would be various types of headings, paragraph tags, heading tags, image tags, bullet point tags, table tags, lots and lots of different types, all the elements that go to make up a web page. So it's important to realize what each of the tags do and the hierarchy of those tags. When we talk about tags, we're talking about HTML. And hypertext markup language are the elements on a web page. So the HTML is the web page structure, the scaffolding of the page. So when we talk about the elements, that's just what we've talked about. Headings, heading 1, 2, 3 and so on, paragraphs, images, tables and anything else. So those elements make up a web page. Cascading style sheet adds style to those elements. So it's those style rules that are attached to those various HTML elements. So when in our previous lesson we attached font and color to the HTML header 1 tags, those elements. We can do the same for paragraphs. We can add font, we can add color to them. We can add style to pictures, such as adding a border and opacity. To tables, again the color of the borders of the table, the thickness of the borders, the padding, which is the gap within each cell of those tables between the border and the text. There are lots and lots of style rules we can attach to various elements. Finally, we have a reminder of the syntax of cascading style sheets and HTML. CSS and HTML, as we see down here, are two different languages. Therefore, they are written in different ways. And because these languages are written in a different way, they are said to be of a different syntax. So when we look at cascading style sheet for heading 1, we can clearly see within our style tags the rules for the heading 1 HTML tag. Underneath here for HTML, we can see the heading 1 tags, the opening tag and the closing tag, and we can see, well, what is the content of this tag? It's the words organic utopia events. So it's important to become familiar with tags and cascading style sheet rules. Right, let's move on and have a look at how to create hyperlinks in Dreamweaver. We left it showing that we've got 3 heading 1s, and I turned Spring Events and Rent Our Facility from a heading 2 to a heading 1. The reason for that was to show you how easy it is to apply existing CSS rules. So once we've set them up, we can apply them really quickly. The second thing is that by having these CSS rules, we have continuity. So I can quite easily create lots and lots of heading 1s if I wanted to on this particular web page, and I would know that they would all be identical in terms of style. At the moment, I don't want Spring Events or Rent Our Facility as heading 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring those back to heading 2. Okay, now in this web page or website, we have 2 web pages. We have Events HTML, and we also have the other web page, Products HTML. And we want to be able to create a link, a hyperlink, that if I click on the Events page, it will take me to the Products page. And if I click on a hyperlink on the Products page, it's going to take me back to the Events page. I also want to create a different type of hyperlink which will connect me to a different website altogether. In this case, I'm going to create a hyperlink to the Adobe website. So let me show you how we do that. You want to make sure that you have your events page open and made sure that the Spring Events and Rent Our Facility are heading 2. Locate on the first line in this paragraph the word products. Double click it. And what I want you to do is to come down to making sure that HTML is selected into the link box. Now, I want you to type in what we see here, products.html. So from here, I'm going to type in products, making sure that it's all lowercase, it's not a capital P, .html. And then I'm going to click off, and we can see that we have created a hyperlink. Now I'm going to go and double click on the products page, and I'm going to click to the right of produce, press return, and I'm going to go to a different way of creating a hyperlink. This time I'm going to go to insert, hyperlink, and in the text I want to write the word events. In the link box I could type events.html with a small e, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to click on this folder. It will take me to, or you may have to navigate to, the Dreamweaver 3 folder in order to locate Events HTML. Highlight it and click Open. The last thing you need to do is to go to Target, and you will see various options. choose underscore blank. Underscore blank basically says that when we open up the events web page, it will open up in its own window, which is what we want. And we're going to click OK. Click off, and we can see that we've created a hyperlink there. Let's go back to the events page. And what I want to do is, before I start adding the final hyperlink in, I'm thinking of changing this paragraph text and putting in some rules, some cascading style sheet rules. So we'll go to split so we can see what's going to happen. I'm going to go and click on the P, and what I want to do is create a style sheet rule for the P tags. So to do that, I need to go to cascading style sheet, and I'm going to change the size from what it is currently 18 to size 14. This is the first time I'm introducing a rule to the P tag. So up comes this new CSS rule. And just like we did before, we want to associate it with a tag. It will be the P tag, and I can click OK. So right from here we can see our heading 1 rules, and we've now got a rule for the P tag. I also want to change the color of the P or the paragraph tag, and what I want to do is to put in this specific color, and it's going to be #666, and that's going to give us a grey color. And there you can see in the P tag these two rules here. Okay, so far we have created these two hyperlinks, a products hyperlink and an events hyperlink. And these are very straightforward hyperlinks. So all I had to do was simply direct to that particular web page within the Dreamweaver folder 3. Those two hyperlinks are called relative hyperlinks because essentially they are connected to each other in a relative way, i.e. they're both contained within the root folder of the Dreamweaver folder 3, which is great because it means that the hyperlinks are nice and simple and they're going to remain linked. That's why we want to try and make sure that all the resources, all the hyperlinks are always contained within the root folder. The next hyperlink we want to create is an absolute hyperlink, and the way we do that is this. Go down to the bottom, let's stay in the design view, and press return, and I'd like you to type in this sentence, and it is: this page was created with Adobe Dreamweaver. Full stop. Now, I want to highlight Adobe Dreamweaver, and I want to put in here the link. Now, when we're creating an absolute link, it's going to be a much longer path because it's going to an outside web page. So to do that, we need to type in https:// that's the 2 dots, // and the following address: Adobe, making sure that it's lowercase and correctly spelled, adobe.com/au/Dreamweaver.html. Please make sure that you have Dreamweaver spelt correctly and it's all in lowercase. And we click off. Right, so we've done quite a bit. Let's see if it all works. So the next thing I want to do is to go File, Save All. I want to go to File, Preview in Browser, and I'm going to go and use Safari. And you can see that we have a product hyperlink. Click. Brings us to our product page. I want to click on the word events to bring us back to our events page. And then finally, I want to click on Adobe Dreamweaver, and this should take us to the Dreamweaver, the Adobe Dreamweaver site. And there you have it. Let's go back into here. And we have everything working correctly. So I hope that's helped you have a better understanding of how hyperlinks work. Go and create those hyperlinks, and I'll see you in a short while for our next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.